How's it going, everybody? I am Donut, and we are reacting to Luke Cage, Season 1, Episode 7, Manifest. I assume Manifest Destiny. Luke is going to be manifesting his own destiny, or maybe because the line Claire will say to him. I mean, I know these are all based on Gangstar songs, but still, doesn't mean it can't come up in the episode 2. Hasn't so far, but, manifest is an easy just word to throw in. Manifest Destiny is an easy line considering what this show is all about. So, that's my guess. I don't have anything more than that. If you want to see the full length, check it out. Get on the Patreon, $4 a month. Check it out. Get into it.
All right off the bat, I'm going to just say it now.
Go ahead and say your thing.
This episode, I realized that Luke almost always wears Carhartts, which, of course, is very famous, blue-collar brands. It's mostly well known for, everyone in Alaska wearing Carhartts. Because...
Alaska?
Yeah. Because it's super long-lasting stuff, and because it's, one of the few brands that can really get up there.
Okay.
They have Carhartt parties where everyone shows up just wearing their normal-ass Carhartts.
Never heard of it in my life.
But I thought it was a good choice for Luke. The only reason I realized it was because in this episode he finally wears a hoodie that is not Carhartt, the one from the gym.
Yeah.
But it does fit him because it is trendy, it's cool, but at the same time it is something
not long lasting.
I mean, not for Luke.
No.
Nothing's long lasting. I don't know why he doesn't just go out without a shirt. Every time he gets into a fight, he should be taking off his hoodie.
It's every time he gets into a fight, all right, here we go. Just start stripping off. Because I can see why he doesn't walk around shirtless.
Yeah. If Matt Murdock can throw away his cane every 2 seconds, I mean, to be fair, Matt's also a lawyer. He can afford more canes.
I mean, I have been very humored by the idea of Matt Murdock, but he's not blind, just has sensitive nipples. So, I do now like the idea of all the Netflix heroes just take their shirts off before they're about to fight somebody.
Anyways,
tangent aside, keep going.
I was interested enough to look up any actual links between Carhartt and the production of Luke Cage, and they are aware they did do a collaboration. In fact, the hoodie that Luke wears, the one with the lining inside,
yeah,
that was a limited exclusive that they did for Luke Cage.
I could see why you would want to buy that. I always like in series clothing more than I do merchandising about a series. Even this is worn by characters in the series,
right?
Of Bakuman. One of my favorite shirts because of that. But yeah, I much prefer that sort of stuff rather than shirts that just say Luke Cage on it, just have a picture of Luke Cage's face or whatever, that sort of shit.
Yeah, and Luke Cage is a good series for that because a lot of characters are wearing branded stuff, but it's not super showy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think just wearing a normal brand that exists in real life is the same. Perfect Crime Party does not exist in real life.
Fine.
Or Crimin in One Piece. I like the idea of wearing Crimin shirts because it's a brand in universe, but it doesn't exist in our world. I wouldn't go out and get a Dapper Dan suit and be like, oh, I'm wearing Luke Cage merch.
Fair enough.
But yeah, where do we want to jump into the actual plot of this episode?
I would like to start with, the very start, with Luke breaking up Zip's gun deal.
Yeah. I would like to talk about, or I commented a lot in my reaction about the difference between Luke and Matt, and how they handle certain situations. Did you catch any of that? Or do you have any opinions on that?
Could you elaborate on it?
With Luke and Zip versus Matt and Turk, or the Luke and Domingo at the end versus whenever Matt gets information out of somebody, he gets the last piece of information out of them, and then roughs them up some more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Luke's, Matt has that Catholic rage inside of him.
Yeah.
he's super aggressive all the time. I really like that Luke is the more passive, casual, do I even need to do this? Come on, why are you even trying? But yeah, I like how casual it is. He's just no, I'm not doing this anymore. He didn't even really try and arrest Zip, but
yeah,
I actually like that too. He's not trying to give him over to the cops or anything like that. That he is just no, you're not going to sell these guns. Try and sell more guns. I'm going to come back and do it. So it's an incentive to be like, you know, you can say, oh, we're just gonna keep doing it over and over again, but it only works in comic book shit where you can just say, oh, we're just gonna keep doing it over and over again.
Right.
You know, Turk's gonna have to stop, or he's gonna have to leave Hell's Kitchen as he tried to do, and then is now found his way back there. But they're gonna run out of money.
Yeah.
You know? Zip is not gonna be able to keep doing this. I mean, he's working for Cottonmouth, but Luke thought he was working by himself.
Yeah.
So, assumingly, if he was, let's pretend he was working by himself, he was
Sure.
just selling guns like Turk does. You know, if Luke keeps coming and breaks all the guns, he's gonna have to keep buying more guns. Luke's gonna keep breaking the guns. He's gonna be making no money.
Yeah, like it always bothers me whenever the narrative or the like argument comes up of, well, this hero isn't really doing anything.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you stop this tiny little crime, it just happens again somewhere else. And yeah, sure, I guess in the wide scheme of things, sometimes that's true. Like for big systemic crime.
Yeah.
But for individual people like Zip, like Zip straight up says, you haven't done shit because Cottonmouth's getting back out. And then for the rest of the episode, we see that no, Cottonmouth is hurting because Luke just keeps on showing up.
Yeah.
Like, not even just the stuff he did beforehand, not even arresting Cottonmouth. Like, that didn't do anything. But specifically, Luke continuing to show up and break up these, like, one-on-one deals.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he didn't know that when he was first going around breaking up the one-on-one deals, he didn't know that. But also, I wonder if the reason for Luke not doing anything about Cottonmouth was he didn't want to put Cottonmouth in prison. That, like, he doesn't want to be a killer, but he also doesn't want to put them in prison. So he's trying to hurt him with the money stuff.
I can see
which,
that.
from our perspective, is like, why don't you just actually beat him up or do something about it or whatever? But I still find it weird that they wouldn't like lay a hand on him at all.
Yeah.
But still, maybe that was his reason. I'm not exactly sure, but maybe.
Yeah. Because I was also thinking, like, maybe it's because he, you know, if he wants to make himself a symbol, which he didn't want, that's the thing. The last few episodes have shown that Luke has kind of happened his way into being a symbol, but he didn't want that. If he was doing it intentionally, then I would have seen it as okay, he doesn't want people to, you know, to idolize the guy who beats the crap out of people, or, you know, who beats the crap out of people.
But he does anyway. Yeah,
he does.
Cottonmouth, but yeah. But he does anyway with people. Yeah, that's an interesting. I wonder if there's a reason there, but
yeah, I could see this being a situation where he had other motivations, but then by the end of the season, he's stumbled into that. Like, he didn't mean to, but that's how it worked out, because a lot of this episode was also other people telling Luke, no, you're dumb. This is why you should be doing this.
Yeah. I was just talking about it in my ReZero reaction of, you know, titled Listen Up Stupid. Very fitting timing. I love whenever characters in a series can just tell another person, like they don't have to tiptoe around it anymore. It's been going on long enough. You can just say, shut up. You're being an idiot. Let me lay it out. Like, logically, if you want this to be over, come forth with this.
Right.
You know, and everything. And now, I do like that because of all that, because he's finally given this push to be like, you have no reason to not do this. Now he does have a reason not to do it, with the Cottonmouth knowing his past and everything.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, he did at the time. Like, you know, I like that they gave, even if it was for a brief portion of the episode, they did give him a reason why he can't do it.
Yeah.
Which I've been waiting for a long time. But yeah, you know, he shouldn't have to worry about it overall, and it seems like he has come to that conclusion.
Like, the scene where Claire laid out that, you know, even going to prison or being, like, on the run from the law wouldn't really, like, upset most people in Harlem.
No.
Like, it's such a systemic thing. Most people have a loved one in prison.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Most people know somebody who has been in and out of prison, even if they've been in prison for legitimate reason.
Right.
A lot of people know somebody that have been in prison, or have a family member that's been in prison. Not even just in Harlem. I would say,
well, yeah.
Especially if you're in a city, more so than like if you live in like rural area, probably less chance for you to have to, you know. If you live in a rural area, your family's probably well enough off. Not like rural people are rich or anything like that, but you know, if you own the land, you're not going to be that much of a problem. Whereas if you live in a city, you have the more poverty problems, you have all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I would say the average person in any given city probably knows or has family members that have been in and out of prison.
Yeah, I mean, we had the famous Super Bowl ad that was just like, "Hey guys, you want a fun way to contact your dad in prison?"
I don't know that.
It was a big ad, and it made the company a lot of money because people mocked it, but at the same time, they were like, "Oh yeah, most people who watch the Super Bowl do have someone in prison."
Yeah,
This was a good one.
it's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so Cornell got Fisk's lawyer, Donovan.
Yes, I love that Donovan is the criminal lawyer.
Mhm.
Of this like universe.
Mhm.
He is the crooked, like not like the ones that are like Matt or even like Hogarth, stuff like that, where it's like
Mhm.
they may be also working outside the justice system a little bit in other ways.
Mhm.
But like this, Donovan is just straight up, I only work for crooked people. But yeah, so I really like his actor too. His
Mhm.
actor is so strong for such a
Yeah.
like little character.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but he is fantastic at selling it.
I'm curious to know like how they get some of the like not how they get them, but how they choose like okay, this character might show up in multiple series, so we need to get a stronger actor for this character, even if they're not that big in their first series.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I think something like that has to be happening. Whereas like a character like Zip, I doubt Zip's appearing outside of Luke Cage,
Yeah,
so he probably doesn't have to be like a strong actor. Or he doesn't have to have a contract that goes over multiple series.
he's got a very strong design in how he acts.
Mhm.
Like Zip is. That's why I immediately was like, you told me I was wrong, but
yeah,
I was gonna be like, that is Zip. That's like
Mhm.
up here with Cottonmouth and all that, right? The guy that was from like the cafe,
Mhm.
in like the first episode. But cause yeah, he has like a super strong
yeah.
the way he talks. Like he always holds his jaw all the way out to like one side as he's talking.
Mhm.
I love it.
I was only able to catch on in hindsight.
Oh, the Zip in the cafe thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though speaking of the cafe, we got Amos again. Well, not we even got him, but he was mentioned like late in this episode.
Whose name was?
Famous Amos. He's the guy who punched Luke.
Oh,
in the broke his
right.
hand.
God damn it.
Uh,
Famous Amos.
He and Zip were the ones who got the guns and got them over to what's his name?
Uh,
Man who wants the guns.
Oh, Domingo.
Domingo. Yes.
Okay. But man, Amos by itself just does not sound like a name. Even it sounds like some otherworldly creature.
I summon Amos.
So I was like, who the fuck was Amos? I was picturing like a diamond. Like, am I forgetting? Like, so it sounds like a nickname. I mean, I don't know. Is Amos a real name?
I believe it is.
It's so weird as a name. I mean, I know I'm aware of the famous Amos thing, but
Mhm.
either way, I love that Zip himself. Since we're talking about Zip, I love that Zip himself is always at the forefront of the man pointing a gun at Luke Cage.
Oh yeah.
Always the one.
Mhm.
But okay. Well, let's move on from the beginning stuff. What else? Well, actually, while we were still talking about all that and the
Sure.
Cottonmouth and not wanting to do it, I do like that we were just getting more of the Luke outright saying to Misty, "Yeah, the system doesn't work, and you're stupid," and
Right.
blah 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 blah. With now the being framed for all this and everything, I was really hoping it was going to be a thing where they were gonna fuck it up real bad and be like, "Oh yeah, Luke Cage killed Cottonmouth," and Misty was gonna be like, "I'm talking to Luke Cage right now."
Yeah.
But no, sadly not the case.
Like that, and also potentially Ridley, Inspector Ridley, has seen the big board. She's outright said, "There's one person connecting all of these."
Oh yeah.
And Misty was very clearly not going to look into it. So even if I mean, first of all, with Luke Cage, I don't know how the timescale works. Sometimes we cut scenes and it's like a day later, it's like 5 hours
Yeah.
later. But assuming that Misty and Luke were talking at the exact same time as the murder, like it still might not hold any water.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know how the time works out. I don't know if the murder hadn't happened yet or they hadn't called it in yet.
Yeah.
But then the body report should still be able to connect. But yeah.
Yeah.
Assumingly they would have cameras outside the police station. You would think.
We've seen the quality of those cameras.
Yeah, they're just gonna be like, I don't know, it's just some black man. But yeah, you would hope that with the fucking cameras outside the police station they could tell, like, hey,
Yeah.
that's Luke right there. But who knows if they're gonna do? Who knows if that's
Mhm.
the case? But yeah, they're clearly like Missy's not gonna be able to defend Luke here, or if she
Yeah.
tries to, she's gonna go down.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know.
we get new named characters every single
Oh,
episode.
We get multiple new names. We get like
Yeah.
at least like 5 new named characters every episode. It feels like. At the beginning, we were like, we gotta write down every one of these names. It feels like everybody's gonna be connected. They're all gonna be important. Now I feel like we just like Luke Cage seems to be a show where they say a lot of names.
Yeah. And I mean, we weren't wrong. Like, a lot of these names do come back. They are like actual like characters. Even if they don't get like a ridiculous amount of focus, they are recurring characters. It's just there's so many of them.
I mean, has like Bessie come back? Was it Betsy or Lonnie and his mom? You know, they haven't come back at all, but they
Yeah.
do exist in the world.
Sure.
But like, I think that's the important thing. Is like Luke Cage is really establishing a community here.
Mhm.
That even if this person might not be like a character, you know, they might not do anything. They might just
Sure.
have like a line or two, but they still it establishes the world and the community around Harlem.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say with all the names?
Just that there's. I guess everything you were about to say.
Okay, so
So we
you
did-
weren't like about
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go
No,
in.
no, no, no.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where are we going now? There's a
Uh,
lot to go over in this
Yeah.
episode.
I
Oh, well,
didn't-
first off,
Mhm.
let's talk about broadly. We were like, oh yeah, I can't believe the Cornell, the
Oh, yeah.
Cottonmouth arc is over.
Spoke a little too soon.
Yeah, well, what this?
And we also brought up specifically in the last discussion how, like, oh, you know, how much of this is gonna go away? How much is this gonna be covered up? I don't think either of us said directly, like, oh, Cottonmouth's not going to go to jail.
Yeah, I also didn't think that when we said like, oh yeah, Mariah's gonna be like continuing forward. I didn't think she was gonna be this
Yeah.
big. I did predict. I was like, next episode we're gonna get a backstory
You
on
did? You nailed
Mama
it?
Mabel, Peep
Oh my
Stokes, the whole
God.
family. That's exactly what we got, and I'm calling my shot right now.
Uh-huh.
Next episode, we're getting the flashback of what Luke was framed for.
Okay.
That is, I'm calling it now. I feel like
Mhm.
we got Cottonmouth's backstory here. We've already
Mhm.
gotten Luke's backstory, and now with everything we've been building up to, with the Misty saying, "Just give me one good reason," with the him not telling Claire exactly what he was framed for or anything like
Mhm.
that, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like next episode is the episode where we're gonna get it.
Yeah. Because also they could frame it the way they framed the Connie's episode, where like Luke's like coming in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to do that again.
Why would he be coming? Oh, right,
Because
because
the shots.
yes, because the gunshot. Yeah, I was thinking in police custody or something, but because there's still that going on.
Oh, of course.
Like, I need to think about both those things happening at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the police are going to be coming after him
Mhm.
while he's probably going to be in the barbershop getting patched up.
Yeah. I mean, if the barbershop can even patch him up.
I feel like they will. This doesn't seem like that serious. It seems like it's going to be oh no, how do you patch up a person with unbreakable skin? It's going to be a real
Mhm.
Claire focused. Claire's got to get this done, but I'm not
Okay.
not worried for his life. I mean, one because we
Sure.
know he
Well, yeah.
continues on and that,
Mhm.
but I'm not worried that they're going to have to take him to a hospital or something. I think Claire will be
Okay.
able to do it.
Because I am curious about the logistics of the bullets. Because, like, the bullet penetrated through Leo. It got into his skin, didn't go out the other side. And then we do hear a very muffled bang sound.
Yeah, but nothing else really happened. We don't
Yeah.
even see his like stomach like ACDC like extend like
Yeah.
you know.
Which, I don't know if that is because, this is, the explosive is bad. Like, it's just, a classic Hammer situation. Or if it was that giant person annihilating explosion, but it happened inside of Luke's skin.
I mean, do we know that inside Luke he is not invincible? In the comics maybe,
Yeah.
but in the show, do we know?
I mean, we do know that, his brain at the very least isn't invincible, because he had the big swelling in Jessica Jones.
okay, sure.
They had to specifically, slide the needle next to his optic cord to suck out the liquid.
Right,
Yeah.
but they didn't pierce anything.
They didn't pierce anything. I just mean, there was a rupture in his brain. Like, that's why
I-
the liquid was there.
Oh, there was a rupture in his brain.
Or not in his brain, but, around his brain. Like, something got ruptured.
Okay, something did get ruptured. Okay,
Yeah.
because I was gonna say he grows too. Like his skin has to grow with him, so it's not like
Yeah.
a brain swelling wouldn't have to be.
Right.
But yeah. Okay, so there is at least his brain. Because I'm like, maybe the inside of his organs are also.
Yeah.
But like,
I could see him playing it like that. Like, if it got into his stomach, for instance, and we say, he swallowed some of that water when he was screaming.
yeah, because you can't swallow some of the water into your brain.
Yeah.
As is my theory. I'm not sure if I really articulated it in a discussion or not.
I don't know.
But my theory is whatever was going on in that tank, the water is like
Mhm.
some sort of like like the water was some sort of special liquid, and that is what like was the healing stuff, and that sort of went wrong,
Mhm.
and it sort of coated him. So it's not like literally his skin is unbreakable, but he has this sort of coating that's unbreakable. So ostensibly, if he swallowed some, it might be able to be his mouth, his throat is also unbreakable, or his eyes, are
Mhm.
unbreakable and stuff. But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That could be all bullshit. But that's my theory.
I think it has weights.
Currently, yeah.
When Cornell's talking about, the gangs falling in line, he has this very specific statement of the Jamaicans, the Haitians, the Dominicans, even the Koreans. He lists 3 Caribbean gangs, and like he is, like he likes Jamaica. He's got this Caribbean thing going on, so he lists 3
He
Caribbean
likes
gangs.
Jamaica, isn't he Jamaican?
We don't actually know if he's Jamaican or not.
I'm pretty sure we know he's Jamaican.
Really?
At least we know he was from Jamaica,
Mhm.
because he said it ain't like it was in Jamaica before. Or
Mhm.
Mariah might have said that to him, but either way, that implies they're both from Jamaica.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like they were. I mean, maybe just he was born in Jamaica.
Maybe, because Mariah also changed his diapers.
Yeah.
So if he was born in Jamaica, it would have had,
it would have to have real fast.
yeah, he had.
But
to
they
be really
definitely
young.
implied that they are from Jamaica. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe
Yeah.
they were born here, moved to Jamaica at some point, and then moved
Maybe.
back.
Yeah. Or
It really doesn't seem like it, but
nah, I mean, maybe it could just be just Cornell's parents were Jamaican.
maybe. But again, then it feels like he was born in Jamaica and then would have to moved over as a baby real fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, specifically bringing up the Koreans.
Yeah, which we don't like know of
Yeah.
anything like that.
That's everything. Like, if this was supposed to be a, he's just talking about some gangs, they would have just brought up another Caribbean gang. If it was supposed to be him, like, making a reference to, other gangs we might know about, then he would have brought up, like,
Even the Chinese.
yeah, Chinese or something. But the Koreans are a complete unknown, as far as I can recall, in the MCU.
Mhm.
So, there's gotta be something there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get it at some point.
Yeah.
We'll do real quick. Do you think the guy that was shooting was Diamondback or just a Diamondback lackey?
I'm going to say it's not Diamondback.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's, like, either someone who was a cop with Luke or someone who was in, like, the military with Luke.
Yeah, I think Diamondback and his people are all skinhead white supremacist kind of people, probably.
I could see that.
I'm not sure about white supremacists exactly, but definitely skinhead.
Mhm.
Definitely skinheads for sure.
Sure.
Like I think these are the prison group.
Okay.
Definitely skinheads make sense.
Mhm.
Shades and now this guy as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, considering Shades working with Mariah and everything and wanting her to be a part of all this,
Mhm.
I doubt more of like a white supremacist sort of thing. I mean, it could have been with Cottonmouth where they're trying to take over the whole thing in
Yeah.
general and make Harlem white again.
That would actually be a really, like, powerful twist if we, if we could recontextualize all those scenes of Cornell talking and saying, I don't want Diamondback in this territory as him protecting Harlem, like legitimately protecting it.
Yeah, like that would be interesting. I could see them taking it that way.
Yeah.
But then that would have to mean that either Shades is working on his own or that
Or,
I don't
like-
know. They're also trying to do the same thing to Mariah that they were doing to Cottonmouth,
Mhm.
working him from the inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, that is I think what I'm going for.
Yeah, I'm saying that the guy who shot him, like, especially since he had, the a Judas for a traitor, or, one Judas for another, I think he might be the guy who was, like, the victim of the setup that got Luke in Seagates.
Okay.
Like, let's say they set it up so it seemed like this guy was shot by Luke, and this guy doesn't realize that it was a setup at all. He just thinks Luke shot him and then went to prison and then broke out of prison.
That would be very interesting. Like, oh man, I would love that if just
Yeah.
like all these interweaving character motivations.
I could definitely see something like that happening. Like, I especially just like the idea of someone having a completely good reason to want Luke dead.
Yeah. It's also going to be like it is already
Mhm.
different, but I want to see how different they're going to make it from whatever's going on with Punisher and his thing
Mhm.
and the military guys going after him.
Yeah.
Like it's not exactly similar, but if this guy was in like a military jeep and all that,
Mm.
so I'm not sure. Definitely maybe working with the wardens though. That's what makes me think maybe
Possible.
working with the wardens and all that.
Yeah.
Rockham Sock'em
Oh no.
still alive.
Mhm.
But yeah, maybe I don't know. Either way,
Mhm.
uh,
We get this really cool interplay where, like Cornell says, "Niggas act like he can walk on water," and Shades asks, "Can he?" Which I think is a like, it's a callback to first Shades and then Mariah tell Cornell, "You should sell Harlem's Paradise. You should get out." And then this time around, Mariah and then Shades push Cornell in the direction of drowning Luke, or at least just asking, like, is you want to use his bullets? In both times, Cornell brings up the bullets. With Mariah, it's sort of implied. With Shades, it's directly, "I want that bullet."
Yeah.
And both of them, in return, without like consulting each other, they both say, "I tried drowning him," or "Can you do something that isn't the bullets?"
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool way of like showing that the two of them are very parallel to one another. I've got a theory as to why.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is because like Shades, from what we've seen, he likes he was very heavily inspired by the Mabel family, or by the Stokes family when he was young. He had nothing. I think he specifically like idolizes Mama Mabel. And so since like Mariah has a lot of Mama Mabel in her, but she doesn't want there to be Mama Mabel in her. She tries to suppress that, and a lot of the time she likes
she does, but at the same time she's always like, "Oh, but Mama Mabel, Mabel."
Like, it's an interesting interplay. In the same way that I would say Cornell is very influenced by Pete, but he's not Pete's. Like,
no,
they're all very different characters.
I love that Mama Mabel was, she protected Mariah and made sure Mariah was safe, made sure the other women in the community were safe and all that.
Yeah.
But then would chop the dude's fingers off, kill the dudes, make her son kill people and all that.
Yeah.
And Pete was trying to get Cornell into auditions and just trying to have a better life for him in general, and was trying to whatever he was trying to do with Domingo and all that, assumingly the drugs and everything, I guess. So not a good thing there.
Right.
But he was trying to, I think, also push Mama Mabel out more of like I want to do drugs, but I also want to get Mama Mabel out because she is terrifying.
Yeah.
But then he's also like a molester and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I like that they both had, the person who was looking after them, but they were also the person who was looking after them was horrible.
Yeah. Like, both Mama Mabel and Pistol Pete are very complex in their own ways. Like, specifically, the fact that Mama Mabel knew that Mariah was being molested. We know it was happening basically under her roof. And she sends Mariah away to school, but she didn't, stop the molestation.
Yeah, it wasn't until he started selling drugs that she was like, okay, that's too far. Yeah, you can have sex with my daughter, but you can't sell drugs.
Now it's affecting the business.
Yeah, and then, but she says, "Oh, family first." But it's, total bullshit.
Shades specifically mentions that if your husband's beating you, you go to Mama Mabel, she makes sure it never happens again.
Yeah.
There was that gay, maybe trans prostitute.
Try to talk more towards the mic.
Of course. That gay, maybe trans prostitutes who, got the shit beaten out of him, and Mama Mabel protected, the prostitute because prostitute.
Yeah.
But it freaks me out that, you can have that idea of wanting to fight for justice in a way, like being altruistic towards the community, and yet being so, not even blind, but intentionally looking away from things at home.
Yeah. Like, it is very interesting. It's what we were talking about with Cottonmouth too. Of like that is what he was like originally. Loved the Mom Mabel doing good for the city, and it is if you take out Cottonmouth, will the city be worse? Like, even if there's crime and bad stuff. I mean, that was also the question with Fisk and everything.
Yeah.
Like, if you take out the Kingpin, who is doing who is keeping control, but also creating violence. Like, what is the, scale there that you want?
Yeah.
But, you can't, the problem is accepting, I bring it up a lot as an interesting story, thing, but morally, you can't just accept, okay, well, they're a little bit bad, but they're doing, no. They both had to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very interested to see how Mama Mabel went. I assume just went with old age, but I'm curious to how long she lasted.
Yeah.
There was also, something going on with Pete where, Mama Mabel was in a relationship with Pete, then they stopped being in a relationship. She was in a relationship with somebody else, and then she got back into a relationship with him.
Yeah. There's definitely more to do in the past.
Yeah, if they want to.
Yeah. God, I felt so bad for Cornell. I think a big theme of the flashback was that I don't agree with any of the characters actions, but the flashback made me like care a little for all four of them, like as human beings in a way.
Yeah.
Like I get where Mama Mabel's coming from. I appreciate Pete wanting a better life for Cornell, and like every time I see Cornell, like watching all the previous episodes and seeing the way he looks at all the guest stars, all the guest musicians whenever they're playing,
Yeah.
and knowing that he wanted that, like it also adds this extra layer to why he wants to keep Harlem's Paradise around. Like part of it is it's his inheritance, but part of it's also like it's a place where musicians come, where they have to perform. Like, yeah, it's the closest he can get to his dream.
I remember you bringing up in episode 1. I don't know why we just cut to Cottonmouth playing piano with a bunch of women around him for no reason.
Yeah.
I love. But yeah, that flashback. So many like really great storytelling throughout that flashback, because there kept being moments where I kept like really empathizing with the characters, and then she cuts off the dude's finger, and I'm like, took me so off guard. Even with like everything I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, she's gonna be like really reprimanding him and talking to him and blah blah blah. But I was like, God damn, seeing that Pops was the bad influence.
Yeah.
Like really extremely empathizing with Pistol Pete, and then the molestation reveal.
God. Which also, I really like the storytelling element of the flashbacks all being vaguely centered around Cornell's point of view.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why Pete would seem really, really good throughout.
I mean, also though, like with Mayville seeming extremely empathetic and everything, but then she going out there and just being like, kill him, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can definitely see why she is the way she is now, whereas Cottonmouth has had this, every time we cut back to him, he has this I want to cry energy.
Yeah.
He has this big, I've always thought it was like it felt like he's kept his cool for so long, now he's like losing it, and oh haha, he feels like he's gonna cry, but like now it's like I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything around there, even the empathy, like really sympathizing and everything with Cottonmouth, but then seeing him say family first at the end, and like sort of agreeing with that, and then just being broken down to that point.
Yeah. God, Cottonmouth is so fascinating, because like he is such a victim, but at the same time I do feel like he's more sheltered than Mariah was.
Yeah.
Like Mariah was there for longer, she saw the turn, she experienced all the molestation, whereas Cornell, like, even though clearly he did a lot of things he didn't want to do, at the same time, like, being pushed so clearly into a specific, pathway was honestly probably a little, easier for him. Like, in the sense that there's a much clearer path to, what he needs to do. He didn't have to, go to university. He didn't have to get really good grades. Yeah. Like, he just got Harlem's Paradise. All he had to do was renovate it. He got help from Mariah. Mariah helped him every step of the way. Like, whereas no one helped Mariah.
No. But, like, yeah, I can't really root for her either, though.
I really love that concept of, I empathize with both of them now, but I can't root for either of them.
Yeah. And I gotta say, though, I like Cottonmouth, like, as a character overall. I'm not sure which one I like more, but backstory, I like Cottonmouth a lot more than I like Fisk's.
Okay.
They're very similar, tragic backstories. I mean, Kilgrave does as well, but, like, it is different. It's a more, like,
like, I can compare...
a power backstory is different than a just tragic person backstory.
Yeah, and, like... Kilgrave is so completely different from Fisk and Cottonmouth that I can't, like, I can rank them as villains, but I can't really compare them that well.
I mean, you can compare their tragic backstories,
sure,
but, like, I just want to compare Cottonmouth and Kingpin because they are very similar backstories. But yeah, whereas, like, with Fisk, it's not entirely, his, the circumstances.
Yeah.
Like, it is his parents growing up that like caused him to be the way he is a little bit, but not coming forth with the like with killing his father in self-defense, not coming forth with that at any point in his life has caused a lot of the way he is now, way more so than anything else has. Him not, doing anything about the fact that he's killed his father, just like repressing that. It is really like his own internal problems that have caused him to be the way he is. You can definitely, there's a lot harder to empathize with Fisk than it is with Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Whereas Cottonmouth, is almost entirely just a victim of his circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really like that, and I mean, he's dead now, so I don't think there's not going to be much more to his character we can do, but we might still get more flashbacks and stuff like that. I will
Yeah.
hold off my reservation on, like, you know, my ranking of him as a villain until after the season.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to get more pop, but we did.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting more pop in the flashback,
Mhm.
but, like, I also wasn't expecting to not get any more pop in the series. I was
Sure.
expecting to get more pop in a flashback at some point.
Okay.
And I still think we might still get more
Mhm.
pop in a flashback.
Mm.
But, yeah.
Yeah. So we know that Mariah studied to be a lawyer, and
Yeah.
presumably she became a lawyer. Like, you don't have to have any real credentials to, like, become part of council in New York. So she could have, like, dropped out, but I imagine, like, with Mama Mabel really pushing behind her, she would have become a lawyer.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, just trying to become a lawyer probably gave her plenty of the skills she needed to become a councilwoman.
Yeah.
So whether she actually became a lawyer or not, it would have probably
Mhm.
pleased Mama Mabel.
Yeah. If
But
she is a lawyer, then I imagine we might get a scene of her in court with maybe one of the other lawyers that we have throughout the MCU.
so many lawyers.
Like, she could defend herself, like, pretty well in that case.
Yeah.
I'm super fascinated by that. Also because she may not be a councilwoman for much longer. So if she has to fall back on something, she might go back into law.
Maybe. Yeah. That would be interesting. But like, I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think she's gonna cause her own downfall, and
Mm.
she's gonna die this season too.
Okay.
I think she's also gonna die this season. I think
Mm.
Shades is walking down a bad path.
Mm. I'm 50-50 on her. Like, I could see her dying this season, like wrapping up the whole Stokes family in one season. But I could also see her being like the Cottonmouth for season 2.
I don't see it. I think that's
Okay.
where she's the cottonmouth for the rest of the season.
Sure.
Still got a lot of the season left.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I feel like we talked. I was gonna say, should we talk more about like the end of the episode, the bullet thing? But I feel like
Mhm.
there's not much more else to talk about it. I did want to just say though, I cannot believe that it worked. Like,
Oh,
what was
yeah.
your reaction to seeing that?
Like, because of the presentation, once I realized, like, okay, this is the Judas Bullets, I knew it was gonna work. It would have been so bizarre. Like, if it was Zip, for instance, who had it instead of one Judas for another, I would have believed 100% this ain't gonna work. But because it's a new character, it's a sniper rifle, I was like, okay, I guess it's gonna work.
I was legitimately expecting it to just hit him, tink off of him, and we were gonna cut back to the guy going like just like sweating, or just like Luke Cage just picking it up and looking over at him, and that's how we were gonna end the episode.
Mm.
That's exactly how I thought it was gonna go
Okay.
down. So I was shocked that it actually worked.
Mm.
I could not believe that. Or that it would, even when it went into him, I was like, oh, okay. And then when it like actually started going into, he was going like, I was like, wait, it's actually doing more than just. I thought it was gonna like, oh wow, it actually like made him bleed. That's as far as I thought we were gonna go.
Mhm. But yeah, it works. That's real scary from someone who's becoming a historical figure. The idea of the unshootable man now being shot.
Yeah.
Though I guess it could work to his advantage in a way. Like, he could now say, "I'm not a super. Look, I got shots. That's normal." I don't know what everyone else is saying with the bullets bouncing off of me. They crazy.
But it's also like, if he survives this, which he will,
Yeah.
you're like, they shot me with a bullet that did shoot me and I didn't go down, so what the fuck are you
True.
gonna do about it? That's gonna make him seem even more unstoppable.
Yeah, and I think it would be really cool if it heals with a wound there. So he has
Yeah.
the one bullet wound and he can point at and say, like, this is the one time I ever got hurt.
He just has a bullet sticking out of him,
Mhm.
half healed in there.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Luke, we had to leave in the Judas.
I mean, they literally can't though. As we know, the Judas bullets completely
Oh
annihilate
yeah,
themselves.
that's true, yeah.
So there will be no bullet to extract even.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
He'll be fine. I don't be clear, he'll heal up. I mean, this is where we find out if he has super healing or not.
Yeah, this is where we find out if his organs are going to be fine, or if he had a human being exploding level explosion happen just in his stomach and now it's gone.
I mean, there's layers of skin.
Mm.
Did we see it go all the way in?
We didn't see it go all the way in. I'll give you that.
It could have just like pierced the first, layer of skin,
Mhm.
got to the second layer of my regular skin, and then just exploded right there.
But
Because then he would bleed.
we didn't see anything come out.
We saw blood come out.
Sure, but if it was then that shallowly, we would have seen the explosion.
No, sure. Yeah. All right. Where do we jump from now? I think I've
Okay.
covered most of my big points of the episode.
All
I feel like
right.
I'm forgetting something though.
I mean, I wrote a lot about the flashback, but I think we covered it pretty darn well. I appreciated that when Pop's friend, like, when Mom Mabel asks, who put you up to this, he immediately looks at Pete and stares.
Mhm.
Like, Pete does play it off, but I'm pretty sure Mabel immediately understood. And even then, like, we still have a big expanse of time where she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a flaw with... It's a character flaw. And it's one that I find super interesting after, like, having so much time where people, you know, her enemies fear her, the people who liked her really loved her. Like, seeing how flawed she is super interesting.
Yeah, I do appreciate it that she's not like some super all-imposing figure.
Yeah. Also, in episode 5, I was really wondering, like, why doesn't Shades tell Cottonmouth about Luke Cage, like specifically about Carl Lucas, about the fact that he's a convict who broke out Seagates?
Yeah.
But now that we know the Diamondback had plans for him, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm actually...
I mean, still told him anyway.
Yeah, I guess that must have just been a, you know, you're freaking out. Okay, in order to stop you from freaking out, I'm just going to explain a little bit of this to you. Don't tell Luke.
Yeah.
Which, he immediately tells Luke. And his thought process, as we see, like, excruciatingly shown in this episode, was, if I tell Luke this, he's going to become my homeboy.
Yeah.
He's going to do what I say. He's not going to run away. He's definitely not going to fight back. He's going to fall in line. I know Luke. This is what he's going to do.
I mean, he's probably used it on other people before.
Yeah, but, like, I guess it makes sense. Like, he barely knows Luke at all, so fine. But even,
And, like,
yeah.
you know, I can see why he wouldn't think Luke would immediately run, because even if he runs, he could still give up his identity, and then he's going to be, you
Yeah.
know, on the run.
Mhm.
Run. But yeah, so I don't think it's that bad, but it's a dumb plan, but
Yeah.
it's not that dumb.
I mean, it is a classic. It's a classic Cottonmouth. It's a classic. He has some information and he's acting in the moment, so he just goes for it.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
like, if Bald Man who shot Luke wasn't Diamondback, then Diamondback does have a vested interest in Carl Lucas specifically. So, if this, I think
I
you're.
mean, it makes sense since Shade is, part of the prison and all. I think it
Yeah.
makes sense why he would want something to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I think you're right. He's probably part of the prison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got the line of Harlem's Captain America.
Oh my god, I knew we were gonna get into this
Mhm.
at some point. I also know I was forgetting something, the incident, man.
Oh boy!
Okay, you had a big bombshell drop on me. All I know is that in your notes here, there is a Marvel Cinematic Universe.fandom.com/wiki/the incident.
Okay.
Now, this is going... Oh, where are we going with this? Hold on.
Okay, so I think this will make you not mad.
Okay, is
So-
it spoilery? That
No,
you-
it's not
okay.
spoilery. Don't worry. I hate spoilers. I'm terrified of telling you Power Man. So
Okay.
I think this is going to be okay.
Let me see this.
The Patriot Incident is specifically the bootleg DVD that he sells that says Incident on it.
Okay.
And if you look at the pole behind him, the pole also has like a shitty sign that says The Incident on it. So
But...
my theory is
Scarf!
that this man is the only one who says the incident, and everyone in Harlem has picked it up from him saying the incident.
I mean, you know what? It's so stupid from a writing perspective, but from a real life in-universe perspective,
Mhm.
it does make sense.
Mhm.
From a writing perspective, it's the stupidest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Because now we have the Battle of New York is the actual name of it.
Right.
Then we have this man sells CDs that are called that call it the incident.
Yeah.
He does this so much so that people in Harlem now also refer to it as the incident. And also, a
Mhm.
realtor trying to downplay the Battle of New York calls it the incident.
Mhm.
Separately, coincidentally. There's so much
Mhm.
coincidental fucking shit that you have to... Ugh.
So that is the theory I'm going with.
I do like this clarification because,
Yeah.
as I've said, and this does, like, I don't know, just it clarifies shit. But
Mhm.
like, a lot of people keep telling me like, oh, we have to use the incident because it's Netflix, which is not true.
Mhm.
I hate every time somebody says that. I
Mhm.
want to blow my brains out every time somebody tells me that because it's not true. It is
Yeah.
just misinformation, and I will delete your comment every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's specifically this weird. Oh, that's so weird. And now we're
Yeah.
saying Harlem's Captain America. Even though I
Yeah.
always say the guy with the shield, which again, it's fine in universe. It downplays it. It doesn't make any sense with a silver hammer.
Yeah.
So constantly, people calling Thor to the hammer pisses me off so much. The other ones, I get it. Captain America's weird too. Captain America and Thor, those are weird. I get calling him Big Green Monster. They
Yeah.
might not know that he's Thor. I get calling him, they always call him Tony Stark, so that one's not a problem.
Yeah.
They always call him
Sure.
Tony Stark. No one's gonna mention Black Widow or Hawkeye. Nobody gives a shit.
No
No
one
one's like,
knows
hey,
them.
you want to see Hawkeye shoot somebody? Nobody cares. The new twins,
Yeah.
nobody probably even knows they exist right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a while before we see how they're. I mean,
We don't know if they're public at all.
Quicksilver definitely not public. He did.
Yeah. But I mean, they could come forth. Like, by the way, we had an Avenger. We want to sell merch of him. His name was Quicksilver. You know Tony's gonna say,
Oh,
I want
no.
to sell merch of Quicksilver.
Tony, no! Tony, no!
They're gonna say, where'd you get the name Quicksilver? Tony's gonna say, I said it's mine. I came up with it. Yeah, those two probably not public yet.
Yeah.
As far as powered individuals, who am I forgetting? That would be of note that people would say when they reference the Avengers. Am I forgetting something?
I can't really think of anyone. Like, I guess Abomination for the battle in Harlem, but no one's mentioned him.
No, yeah. Big green guy. I get it.
Yeah.
Captain America and fucking
Thor.
Thor. I don't understand why people call them the dude with the shield or the dude with the hammer. It's so retarded. It's so downplaying, the alien, the god, or the guy who, as far as they know, the time traveler, or the why the fuck is this guy from the 70s back?
Not from the 40s.
Sorry, I meant 70 years. Yeah, why the fuck is this guy from the 40s back?
Yeah. Like, even with Thor, I can kind of get it if, the news never says Thor or anything, and he is just the guy with the hammer.
But they know he's an alien! They know, well, even if they don't know he's Thor, he looks like Thor.
Sure.
Thor is not a, we know Thor as humanity.
But yeah, I would say of your list, Captain America is the one that bugs me the most, because Captain America is also like, he's the baseline for powered people in, public consciousness of, in the back of the day, we had this guy, Captain America, he was famous.
Yeah. Calling him just like the Cap or Captain or Captain A or whatever, like that sort of stuff, I get. I'm not saying people have to say Captain America, but to say the dude with the shield. I mean, Scarf, I kind of get it. If he were, he didn't even say that. I'm thinking of him saying the magical hammer. Right, he's the only one who I would get to say because he'd be saying it like sarcastically, as dry,
Yeah, he was saying like, if I get a magic hammer.
Yeah, but even then, that's a magic hammer. He's acknowledging.
Yeah.
It's like what her name's mother,
Claire.
Claire's mother.
Mhm.
She just doesn't give a shit about super. It feels like it feels like it's always from people who hate supers. It's like, oh yeah, dude with the shield or dude with the hammer, whatever, not special. I can hold a shield. I can hold a hammer.
Anyways, moving on.
We
have this conversation every episode.
We have to have this conversation every episode.
I was thinking about, like, if Luke goes back to prison, I think it would work out pretty well for him, actually. Because, first of all, we still have the USB, which presumably contains, like, data on all the experiments, including the experiments done to Cage. Those are illegal.
I guess I never thought the flash drive would have the experiments for him also, and it's not part of the university stuff. But
like, the flash drive was presumably like all the stuff.
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, yeah, but like the university stuff and this stuff seems to be separate. So,
I mean, no, because Claire got when Claire was running from from Seagate, she had the USB.
You mean Reva?
Reva, yes. Oh boy, I did a big bad there, but yeah. So like Reva
she
had
did?
like when they were like when they're at the hotel and packing up, we see her with
Well,
USB.
yeah, but I don't think that has to mean that has relevance to Seagate specifically.
I mean, if it's not connected to her, why would she have it?
I think it is connected to her. She is connected to the university stuff.
Sure, but then why would the university stuff not be connected to Seagate then? She's clearly aware of both.
I think it is connected. What am I trying to say? I think it's not connected in the flash drive sense, but I think it's connected in her sense.
Okay.
Like, she going from the university to other experiments.
Okay.
So maybe that's her personal flash drive, But I
Maybe.
thought that was like a flash drive of the universities that she
Okay.
had. But that could just be
Mhm.
her personal flash drive. Like, these are all the ones I've worked on.
Okay.
But even no, Kilgrave was on.
Yeah, Kilgrave's on it.
But like, and it wasn't like her in the videos or anything. It was
Yeah.
Kilgrave's parents. That's what makes me think that yeah, it is like a university flash drive instead of like hers specifically.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yes.
gonna say that yeah,
Okay.
I don't think that Luke's stuff is on it.
Okay.
Could be, but
Mhm.
that also was, spur of the moment, last minute.
Mhm.
If the Seagate stuff on it, I don't think Luke Cage's would be on it. Everybody else would, maybe, but not him.
Okay.
But even then, I don't think Seagate stuff's on it.
Sure. In that case, it's going to be a bit harder to defend him. But we have Hogarth. She wants to defend Supers, and the community would most likely put out a defense fund for him. After
Yeah.
all of this, at the very least, Bobby Fish would.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm also just thinking about, like, Hogarth kind of needs to get her name back in the
Mhm.
thing. Like, she's doing good, but, thinking about the Hope case, and that must have tanked a lot of her career.
Yeah. If she wants to make this new big change, if she's going to sign on Foggy, this would be a really good first case for them to tackle. Because,
Yeah.
Luke has so much, he's in the spotlight so much, they can get a lot of people who know Luke who can testify for him as a character. It's in the yellow! What else do you want?
It's just, like, bad because it's not, like, directed
Mhm.
as a thing. But yeah. I'm not saying always, but just whenever we can.
Oh, of course, of
Whenever
course.
I'm remembering, I try and...
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I think he'd have a pretty good chance of getting out, especially if they can prove the cruel and inhumane experiments. People lose years and years and years off their sentences for that easily when it's not superhuman.
Like, supposedly Luke already had all that. Like, Luke supposedly had that himself. Evidence against Rackham and all this stuff.
Sure,
But he didn't come forth with it because he had to break out of prison.
right.
He
He did say he wanted to contact his lawyer, but we don't know if he did.
Yeah, I don't know if he was still contacting his lawyer after he broke out, or like,
Right.
did he say that after he broke out? I know he said he wanted to contact his lawyer before, but did he also say it after he broke out?
I don't believe he said it after.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because also, that's right. I thought the Reva stick had stuff from Seagate on it, specifically because I thought that she wanted to get information to help Luke.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he had all the information himself already,
Okay.
but he wasn't coming forth with it because he's afraid, because he broke out.
Okay.
That he doesn't want to implicate himself as Carl Lucas again.
Right.
But yeah, so if he goes back, he should still have something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much, but it's still, I don't know
Mhm.
what proof he actually has.
That's
or
the thing.
anything.
It has to be physical proof. He can't just say stuff.
Yeah.
And we know, we saw him breaking out. He didn't have anything on him. He was naked.
I mean, he could say like, check this thing
Mhm.
specifically.
Honestly, I think he might if this arc going forward involves people from Seagate, this might be where he builds a much better case. Because as of right now, it doesn't seem like he has anything.
Yeah.
Because even his stuff that he's seen, the fight ring and stuff, they could have destroyed all of that right after he left.
For sure.
Yeah.
I see you're just got the ricocheting bullets and everything.
Yeah. And the idea that if we get a big Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage team up, he would he might have to dodge bullets just because he doesn't want to be hit with the bullets and the bullets bounce off and hit Daredevil in the face.
Yeah, or you're just making sure they stay behind him.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna have to be in the front taking the bullets and then.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see what tactics they'll take in regards to that.
I would love to just see him, walking, arms stretched forward, just going forward with Matt and Jessica, just right behind him, creeping behind him, waiting until they get close enough, and then just grabbing his arms, leaping forward over him.
Ah, that sounds so cool.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
And then Iron Fist is there. I don't know who he is. Also Punisher.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I get Punisher fucking shooting Luke in the head, bouncing the bullet
no.
off his skull and then into somebody else's.
I don't want to see Punisher trick shots off of Luke's forehead.
I want to see Punisher. Matt say, "You can't shoot people, Punisher," and he say, "Okay, I'll just shoot Luke," and then Luke shoots them.
Oh no. I don't want a symbol of justice in the MCU to be Punisher shooting Luke Cage. We can't do that.
Oh, I want it so much. I could also see it the other way around with,
Mhm.
Matt constantly doing the thing where he'll like throw a stick and knock the gun out of the Punisher's hand or whatever,
Mhm.
where Luke just keeps, punching the bullets away. Like he goes to shoot somebody and Luke just like grabs the bullet. He's like, "No, Castle, not allowed."
Oh no. We got Bailey again. Do you remember Bailey from episode 1? He was a random forensic scientist in the background. I thought
Oh yeah. Okay, I do remember.
I thought Misty was talking to Scarf when she said Bailey, but no, she's meant some dude in the background.
Yes.
And we got him again.
What did he do this episode?
He looked at porn of Luke Cage and was like, I can't find any porn of
Oh,
him.
that was him? That was
Yeah.
that guy? Okay.
He was so distraught.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a port of Luke in it. I think it was,
I'm certain he was.
maybe he
Because
was.
he was looking-
That is what immediately came
Yeah.
to mind, because I'm not sure how he would be just looking up
Mhm.
Luke Cage's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he does have a search history, but no porn. That's
Yeah.
weird. What?
Yeah, like he was specifically looking up like a lot of it was like visual stuff. Like he was trying to find pictures. He was like, the only pictures I can find are his driver's license and the pictures you have on the wall.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed he had to have meant search history or something,
Mhm.
but that doesn't make any sense. But I'm just so used to a lot of the cop lines in the show not making any fucking
Right.
sense.
I am certain that he looked up Luke Cage in pornography, and that's why Misty was like, "Why are you so dead set that he was going to be in porn?"
Yeah, I believe that's so weird.
I mean, I get it. I immediately looked up Luke Cage porn when I saw episode 1.
Okay, I did not.
There are results in real life, I'll tell you that.
No, why?
I think that's all I've written down.
Buggy. We got Buggy in this
Yeah.
episode.
I think Buggy was her first husband's. Or
Right.
not her first husband. Yeah, no, the person she was with before and or in between.
Yes, but there was some promise with Buggy.
Yeah.
You have a line here exactly. On his deathbed, what did you promise Buggy?
No, not that one.
Yeah, I see. I see you making a joke. Read your fucking note. Read your fucking
No
note
one's gonna
now.
understand this.
Read your note.
That I'd become king of the pirates.
You son of a bitch. I'm like, oh, you actually have a theory down here of what it was. But no, that was we didn't get an answer for this, right?
No,
I'm
we
trying to
didn't.
remember. Okay, yeah. What do you think it is? Like, I mean, it is, no. What am I talking about?
Mhm.
That was the For the Family thing, right?
Yeah.
So no, we did get an answer to that. Never mind.
Mhm.
I was thinking there was something more to it, but no, that was just the, like, look after, put the family first, right?
Right.
Right?
I think so.
I will go back and double check that, but I feel
Sure.
like that was just a simple, like, oh, you
Mhm.
promised to put the family first thing. I don't think there was another. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Either way, sorry.
Actually, do we know whether who is the Stokes in the relationship? Like, who is the Stokes and who changed their name? Was it Mabel or
I
was
assume.
it
Okay,
Peace?
so I assume it's Mama Mabel is the Stokes. She's Mama Mabel Stokes.
Okay.
Then there is Mariah, who is the daughter of Buggy, right?
Actually, Mama Mabel is their grandmother.
You mean is Mariah's grandma?
Yeah, Mariah's grandmother.
Well, both their grandmother. I get. Wait, right?
Yeah,
How does that work?
because
How does that work?
I think.
Or maybe they're just metaphorically saying, she's Cottonmouth's grandmother in the
Yeah,
adopted sense.
yeah, because Cottonmouth is Cornell Stokes, so he had to have been actually legally adopted by someone with the last name Stokes.
Right. Well, it's Pistol Pete Stokes too,
Yeah,
because he. Well,
that's the thing. Like, that's why.
okay, no.
Yeah,
So
we
I
do
guess
know
it.
they're
Oh,
both
right.
Stokes.
So I guess it is.
Like,
Okay.
see, that's the question. Like, did he change his name, or did Mabel change her name?
So yeah, I guess it's Mabel has her own name. Then
Mm-hmm.
she either then, not maybe marries Buggy, takes the last name Dillard, right?
No, like they always refer to her as Mama Mabel.
I know.
Stokes.
I'm talking about in the
Yeah,
past, before this stuff.
Okay,
Let's say
sure,
she
sure,
is Mama Mabel X.
Okay,
Then she marries Buggy Dillard, assumingly.
okay,
Has Maria Dillard. Then
Hmm.
marries Pistol Pete Stokes. Changes her name to Stokes.
Okay.
Mama Mabel Stokes. Adopts they both adopt Cornell Stokes.
Okay.
Or they both adopt whoever the hell he is now,
Yeah.
Cornell Stokes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, changing the diapers as a baby, they would have had to adopt him as, like, a baby
Yeah.
before he even really had a name, even, I would assume.
Probably.
Considering it's Cornell. Because Cornell's also in Pistol Pete's name, right?
No,
Isn't-
it's Pistol Pete Stokes.
I thought there was also a Cornell in there, like it was his middle name or something.
I don't think so.
I thought it was Cornell Pistol Pete Stokes. Or something like that. I'm gonna have... Hold on,
Yeah.
let me check last episode.
Sure.
Okay, brother-in-law was Pistol Pete.
Okay.
So, not her husband, her brother-in-law.
Ah.
That changes things dramatically.
Yeah, because that would mean that Buggy was, Buggy and Pete were brothers.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't believe we have this all fucking wiki-wacky
Yeah.
wild complete other way. Where it was like, oh yeah, she was dating him, and then they're okay.
Yeah.
So, also, no, it wasn't Pistol. I could have sworn that there was that it was Cornell Pistol Pete Stokes, then he got the whole name from his father, and the Pistol Pete was just like a nickname.
Okay.
But no, not the case. I don't know why I
Yeah.
was thinking that. I was just thinking of taking the Stokes thing, but I
Yeah.
took it even farther. I was like, oh, you took the Stokes and the Cornell.
Also, while you're there, can you double check to make sure that Mama Mabel is their grandmother? It should have been right before then.
Sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
grandmother.
Well, to Mabel, your grandmother.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, like.
I'm
they
not
never-
saying anything about Cornell.
Yeah, Cottonmouth has said before,
Yeah.
our grandmother, I believe, but
Yeah.
that could just be metaphor, or not metaphor, but
Mhm.
what am I trying to say?
I mean, it could have just been, convenience in the same way that,
Yes, that's
like,
convenience.
you have,
I call my aunt my cousin all the time because she is basically my age, and so it's
Right.
really weird saying my aunt and then having to explain, oh well, her and my dad have a very big age
Mhm.
gap and everything. So yeah, convenience sake, just saying grandmother. I get it.
But that does mean that, there has to be a middle there at some point where Mama Mabel had a kid, that kid had Mabel. Or, that kid married someone and they had Mariah.
Yeah, and then what happened to that kid?
Yeah.
What happened to them?
Because there's also the fact that they adopted Cornell, which, I mean, like-
How do we know that Mabel's not adopted? They say
Awesome.
the grandmother, but again,
Yeah.
it could just be an adopted grandmother.
could be.
There's no reason why it can't be.
Mhm.
Where Mama Mabel and Buggy were sort of
Mhm.
running this show, and then they were like, "Well, we're gonna need somebody to take over our legacy,"
Uh-huh.
so they adopt 2 kids.
I guess, I mean, they definitely got Cornell afterwards, and they brought up a whole thing with Cornell's, crackhead mom.
Yeah, I mean, they could have been adopted from 2 separate families.
Sure, but I think it would be more elegant if, Cornell's mom was just a part of the family, and she went off and then had a kid and then sent the kid back.
Okay. Yeah, and then you think also, so what happened with Mariah's mom?
Something similar, I guess. I'm imagining that they
Mhm.
both had parents that just, didn't want to raise them, or, maybe one of them died or something. As a result, they both ended up being raised by Mama Mabel.
I guess, yeah.
Because that would,
Like Cornell's, yeah, I think Cornell makes sense,
because also, the whole family first thing, if you adopt someone, they're your family, sure. But I think, for someone as,
Yeah, as
someone
family.
yeah, in that thing, I have to imagine they do have blood relations. I can't imagine Mama Mabel acting this way to both of them if there wasn't, an actual blood connection, just because of how I feel from her as a character. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I could be totally off base.
Yeah, I can't think of any other,
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. Because at one point, she would have had to have Mariah before Buggy, right? Because then, Mabel would have the last name Stokes. Well, no, because I guess if her daughter marries somebody else with a different last name,
Yeah, then her daughter and whoever that is would, name change.
yeah,
That would explain to Dillard.
yeah. I was thinking of it as they would want to keep the family name together, but that could also be what happened to the mom. She married somebody that wasn't in the family name, and then fucked
Mhm.
off, and Mariah got left with Mabel.
Yeah.
Or yeah, Mabel.
Mhm.
I guess I guess
Or-
that's what I'm going with.
Or honestly, it could have even been an intentional, her mom slash dad, whoever the Stokes was, like didn't want her to be a part of the crime family.
Yeah.
So they got their significant other, ran away, had Mariah, and then when Mama Mabel took her back, she was like, "Okay, I'm not going. Your parents didn't want you to be a part of this, so I'm going to raise you and send you to college."
Okay, I can see that.
I can
sure.
see something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you got in your notes here?
That's all I've got.
You gotta think about talking about Luke Cage's father.
Did I?
Yeah, you were saying he brought up his dad.
Oh yeah. Just because of that, I do feel like we're getting. If this could be tied into the whole setup why he ended up in prison, but if it isn't, I could also just see a flashback arc of just him as a kid.
Yeah, I can see that. I hope he doesn't try and go talk to his father or anything like that. I don't think his father deserves to know.
Yeah, but I'm interested, like especially since it seems like Luke Cage is very willing to introduce another whole cast of characters if necessary.
Yeah.
I could see a whole here's this entire side of Luke you didn't know about in season 1. We're gonna flesh out all that, and then that's gonna tie into the end game.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, because also I think that'd be a cool way to wrap up the his pre-Luke Cage character.
Yeah.
That's all one person, that's done, and now going forward, it's all Luke Cage. We're not going back.
Yeah. I can definitely see us getting it. I don't think we're gonna get it.
Okay.
Alright, go through your notes one more time, make sure you're not missing anything before we end this.
Yeah, we covered everything.
Okay, I guess that's it then. See you guys for the next episode. Till then, get the fuck out of here.